So you might have heard, folks, that this is actually what happened to the interstate, the I-95 in Pennsylvania. And man, you know what? I look at these pictures, Ed, and I think to myself, how on earth did something like that happen? Well, apparently there was a truck on fire underneath the bridge, and that's what caused it to collapse. But then I look at that and I think you can spend billions and billions and gazillions of dollars on sending weapons to Ukraine, but you can't keep your own infrastructure squared away like that. It just boggles the mind. And so
these things do happen from time to time. Actually, there was a famous bridge collapse right here in Minneapolis about 12 years ago. The I-35W bridge, where they went over the Mississippi, and the entire bridge just collapsed, and cars went in and everything. I'd gone over that bridge about 5 minutes before it collapsed. It was,
really?
it was on my way. Yeah, I was on my way back from the office that I was working in. So that was a big event, back. So these, any man-made structure, things could happen, right? And now some of them are built worse than others. But all the more reason why we got to get our kids better. They got to study their math, man, because we're going to rely. You rely on these guys, and you feminists, you better buy your man a beer every night, because those are the guys to keep the bridges standing up.
That STEM stuff is really important, yeah.
Yeah.
Science, technology, math, and all of that stuff. Let's have a little laugh at John Fetterman introducing Joe Biden. See if you can decipher what he's actually said here.
Next to a collapsed bridge here, and he is here to commit to work with the governor and the delegation to make sure that we get this fixed quick, fast as well too. This is a president that is committed to infrastructure, yeah, and then on top of that, the dual kind of law of the inflation bill that is going to make sure that there's going to be bridges all across like this, all across America getting.
Sleepy Joe Biden there. It's almost having a snooze, man. Like,
yeah. I mean, when you have Joe Biden correcting the speaker, that's
What do you think as an American when you see that, man? They're the people that are in charge.
Well, okay, it's on the one hand, it's sad, right? Because Fetterman, he's a stroke victim, right? That's not a laughing matter. And you got Joe Biden, where he's suffering from dementia. These are normal human beings.
Also, not a laughing matter.
But the fucking president of the United States. Listen, you get what you pay for in a democracy. We voted for these people. It just goes to show that people these days are not voting in their own self-interest. They're voting out of ideology. They're going to vote for the guy because the machine tells you that's who you're voting for. If you're a Democrat, and if you're going to be a loyal Democrat, you got to vote for the guy that we tell you to vote for. It's old world politics. So it doesn't matter anymore who the politicians are. You made a joke the other day about your PM. It doesn't matter who the PM is. The deep state runs everything. It's the guys behind the office. They're the guys who control everything. So
in the book that I've been reading, he talks about A team and B team, and somebody from the A team comes in as a new congressman or whatever it is, and he wants to talk to the other person that's on the A team, and the B team are actually the bureaucrats, right? So the deep state, so to speak. And he's like, I don't want to speak to the B team. I want to speak only to the A team. A team talks to A team, and the B team guy goes, you probably don't want to do that. And he said, well, why not? And he said, well, we're the B team. We've been here before you were here. We're going to be here while you're here, and we'll be here after you've been here. We're the ones that decide what goes, and we're the ones that decide what's actually going on. So,
exactly right.
All jokes aside, you say John is introducing Joe, but, John's not really running the rock show there. So he's got a team of 20 people behind him telling him, hey, boss, this is what we recommend. This is what we should do. And he looks at those three options and go, pick B. That'll do. Do that. That's the B team, right? And that's the deep state. That's actually what's going on. And it's really interesting hearing the congressman himself write that in a book and tell you about that firsthand, because it's what you suspected the whole time, but you're getting it straight from the horse's mouth. and they're the people that are really running it. And to your point, they are just sock puppets that are there. And then the name of his book describes it perfectly. It's called The Puppeteers, and the people that are behind deep state, or the deep state that are behind the politicians, are literally, they're the puppeteers. They're the ones controlling the strings and saying what's going on there. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of something to add to it, but yeah, I think
But we know.
Yeah, I mean, this is we've covered this so many times from every angle, and at this point, if people don't realize this, I don't know what more we can do outside. Maybe you're new to the show. Maybe you haven't heard this before.
Well, showing John Fetterman introducing Joe Biden is one that actually it helps you to understand it. I've got another one, a little bit more humor here for us. Do you want to close the loop, close your thought, finish?
No. Go ahead.
All right, I got Corinne John Pierre here claiming that I knew this would wind you up a little bit. That's why I found it. It's very short, folks. Just bear with me. Remember that Anthony Fauci said, look, when you're denying this, you're denying science, yeah? And I am science. Remember he said he was science? Have a close listen to what KJP says here.
Role. There's been a couple of things that has made me incredibly proud. Many things that made me incredibly proud to be at that podium during this historic moment. Again, this is a historic administration. I'm a historic figure, and I certainly walk in history every day. But this is also a historic making administration because of this president.
Me.
What a fucking moron.
So, but
Well, at least she's not claiming to be science. She's claiming to be history.
Yeah, she's going to be history, right? Okay.
Are you all right?
Just go through. Yeah, no, I'm boy, wound up is right. These people are, these liberals, they don't assign jobs according to merit. They assign jobs according to which box you check. She's a female black lesbian too, right? She's a female.
No, they're all the wrong boxes, man.
Yeah.
The boxes that she's ticking is arrogant, smart ass, stupid, and
she fits right in. No, she is incompetent. She's stupid, but the sad part is she doesn't know she's stupid. She thinks that she's throwing out these pearls of wisdom to the world, and she's God's gift to communication. And everyone in the audience is saying, "What? How stupid is this woman?"
Everybody should start their day with hypocrisy and stupidity like at 6:22 in the morning here for me, and I just laugh my ass off at this stuff. So as dumb as these people are, it's actually good for me to watch this stuff.
It's useful because when you think about all the big social issues that go on in Australia that they're fighting over. And Australia has like 400 people in the entire country.
Yeah, I know. There's only 40 people in the suburbs.
Yeah. But they're very tuned in on topics. They're socially educated. Oh boy. Look, this is why I think the upcoming presidential election, it's going to be a hoot, and in a very ugly way. The deep state, they're going to pull out every dirty trick they can think of, regardless of who the Republican nominee is. But if it's Trump, they're really going to go after him. I mean, I don't know what more they can do beyond trying to put him in jail, outside of putting a bullet in the back of his head. This guy, I shouldn't make a joke about that, but these guys they'll pull out every dirty trick. The thing is, you got to wonder whether they've done so many things already to this guy, whether they've made him indestructible. They've made him Teflon. Because the public is going to say, yeah, here we go again. They're not going to believe these guys anymore. It doesn't matter what the audience, somebody could find something true about Donald Trump. Maybe
no one will care.
No one will care. Say, but they won't believe it. The public won't believe it because, you made up so much other stuff. We don't believe you anymore. So so
what about this fighting back to the deep state? So we know the bureaucrats lied to us about COVID. They lied about the vaccination. They lied. It's all come out. All of it's come out. And RFK Jr. was on Joe Rogan just the other day. You mentioned that you saw that. If you haven't seen that, folks, go and
you
check
should
that
watch
out.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. It's 3 hours of your life that you'll be glad that you spent with him. You know, you're watching this Hollywood garbage continuously and this Netflix rubbish. Do something for yourself and watch that. So Joe Rogan, after that interview, came out and said, hey, why don't we get Peter Hotez and RFK Jr. on a debate? I'll facilitate it, and I'll put up $100,000 for charity if you want to come on. Because that Peter Hotez guy has said that he will never debate anybody, and he never will, because he's a shill of Big Pharma, and he's on the take from government. He's on the take from Bill Gates. And the whole thing is completely and totally and absolutely 1,000% corrupt. Everybody knows that. He went out there using his credibility as a medical doctor, saying that this is actually a really good thing and everybody should get this. But we all know that the whole thing was a lie. The whole thing was a lie. And Joe Rogan put up $100,000 for charity, and everyone piled in. I don't know how new this is. This was from 11 o'clock last night, but the pot is up to $2.62 million of people saying that. Andrew Tate came out and said, I'll put in $500,000.